So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
Will from Plague Skater.
We're gonna ask him
Yay.
some questions today. I'm gonna start. Some congrats on your newest release, Plague Skater 2. How do you feel about the response to the announcement so far?
It's pretty cool. I wasn't. I don't know. In a weird way, I wasn't expecting that much.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just cool. You know.
Well, I mean,
Very-
it seemed like a lot of people liked the first album, so
Mhm.
I honestly was kind of expecting this response when you started teasing it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's just cool. I'm really excited that people finally get to hear it.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I listened to it
DIY,
earlier today.
Oh,
Very
so
good.
did I. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It actually reminded me of oh god, of course I blank on the name now.
Don't say the wrong one.
No. It reminded me of the oh god, what's that one movie? Versus the World.
Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. It reminded me of his band for some reason. I don't know. So that's a compliment because their music bangs. But
So
anyways, yeah, exactly. So how did you pick the lead single for the album? We Were Architects once.
That was the first song that I wrote for it.
Okay.
It was the first song I recorded for it. It just seemed natural.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So the album name, are we going to keep on seeing Plague Skater number 1, 2, 3, 4, or are you eventually going to name your project something else?
Um,
Why'd you say it like that? Sorry.
after 3,
Okay.
then I'm gonna start actually coming up with names. I feel like you can't really do numbered albums past 3 because otherwise then it just gets like really you just named it like Plague Skater 7 like
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue, I
I mean,
guess.
you could also do like the Weezer thing and just
I
name
was
it
gonna say Weezer.
colors. Like,
Exactly.
that's that's the really funny thing is for the tape run I was talking to Jack from Flea Collar and I wanted green tapes because the first tapes were blue and
okay.
because Weezer's blue album
Uh-huh.
and the green album and Jack immediately knew what I wanted to do and
Of course.
they were like no we're not
Absolutely not.
You're not gonna become DIY's Weezer?
no
Aw.
No. Currently DIY's American football, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah you gotta have the
So can you tell me a little bit about your writing process for this album?
I don't know. It was kind of the same as. No, it's not really the same as the last one. Or was it? I don't know.
How long ago was it? When...
I don't know. I kind of started writing it right after the first one came out.
Okay.
So I don't know. It was kind of the same. It was still just me in my room playing guitar, seeing what sounded cool, and then it was like, oh, okay. And then I'd like take like a pen and paper and write down, all right, do this, then do that, and do this again, and then do some other thing, and then there's the song.
You're just shitting them out. So
yeah.
the way you've described it, it kind of just seems like the songwriting process comes naturally to you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Wow. So you're not like stressing yourself out to pump out songs. You're just kind of like, oh, hey, that sounds cool. Let me write it down.
Yeah, pretty much, because a lot of the time I'm just playing guitar anyway, so
All
might
right.
as well just write something.
So I want you to pick your favorite lyric off of this record and tell us the meaning behind it.
Ooh, see, that's tough. Hold on, let me pull up the lyrics real quick. Another fun thing is I always leave the lyrics for dead last.
What?
Yeah.
So
Why?
you write the guitar part and then put lyrics over that.
Yeah, I write everything, record everything, and then I do lyrics and vocals last.
You have a release date picked out, and then
Wow.
you're like, now I'll write the lyrics.
Gotta do it now.
Pretty much, no. Like, there was the last night that I was recording stuff, I was like, there's like 7 songs that still need vocals. I'm just gonna do it all in one go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
So on like the next to last song on the album, there's like some really harsh screams on it. So like if you had like the tracks in front of you, you would hear like my voice is just gone at that.
Oh my god.
That can't be healthy, like for your voice or anything, doing that all in one night.
No, definitely not. I couldn't talk the next day.
Aw. Wait, so do you have any like vocal warm-ups?
No, I probably should though, right?
Yeah, you should. If you're doing like 9 songs in a night, you probably should warm up your voice.
And then, like, you know, when live shows inevitably come back
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Yeah, I want to be able to sing past like 2023.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Might be something to look into.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found something.
Okay.
Okay, so it's the last verse of Beach Death 2.
Ooh.
Just the second song. So it's green bricks from the rave, your house in the waves, sunbathing gleam, I want to dream. I don't know. Sounds cool. I like it a lot. It's a good way to just end.
Definitely.
Alright.
Definitely.
There's no like hidden meaning behind it. It's just you.
It
Not-
sounded cool.
Not really. I might find out like some meaning behind it in like a year, because that's what
Yeah.
I'm doing now with the first record. I'm like looking back on it and I'm like, oh, that's what I was writing about.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's like just weirdly subconscious, and then it just comes out later and I'm like, oh yeah.
I get it now.
All right.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
I know what past me was talking about. All right.
Mhm. So can you tell me where your headspace was while creating this album?
It started out kind of in the same spot as the first one, just kind of like writing songs for the sake of writing songs
Hmm.
and just not really expecting anything else.
Yeah.
And I guess I still didn't when, you know, it was gonna come out, but I don't know. It was kind of different because over time it evolved into being like, oh wait, people want this to be really good.
Mhm.
I gotta make it really good.
Hmm.
So yeah, it kind of shifted to that, and I don't know. I had like a minute where I was like not doing too great,
Yeah.
and that was around the time where I did, you know, 7 songs in one night. So
God
Yeah.
damn.
so I was like, all right.
But yeah, there had to be some sort of like pressure on you, especially since Flea Collar. Once you signed to Flea Collar, they did so much for that first album to kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
really push it out into the DIY scene, and people seem to really, really enjoy it. So
Yeah. It wasn't really pressure in the way of like, oh, you gotta, and like they were like, oh, you gotta deliver on this. It was more just
Mhm.
me not wanting to let them down,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because, you know, they did a lot for me. They still do a lot for me. So I was like, oh, this has gotta hit. This has
Yeah.
gotta...
Yeah. Wait, so do you think that pressure of like not wanting to let people down made this album a bit more difficult to write or put out?
Ah, probably more difficult to finish than
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably
Mhm.
why it got to the point of like, I finally said to myself, like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna finish it
Mhm.
tonight, and
Mhm.
whatever it is, it is.
And
Exactly.
just send Jack the masters, and that's the end of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Because people like your music. So I'm pretty sure like whatever you put out that is like your genre, your sound, people are going to like it.
Yeah, I
Oh.
guess so.
Mhm.
So what band or artist influence do you think you can hear the most on this record?
It was like a lot of Dinosaur Jr.
Okay.
Kind of it. I don't really remember listening to much else, totally, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Are you one of the people that like when you're songwriting for a record, you just kind of stop listening to music entirely and just kind of write what comes to your head? Or do you just not listen to a lot of music to begin with?
It's a little bit of both. I go through phases where I like listen to a lot of music, and I
Mhm.
have a lot of records and CDs and tapes and stuff, but I don't know. for a while I've been going through one of those periods where I just don't really listen to anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that. And then on top of that, like when I was doing the first one, I was like just listening over and over again to what I was doing.
Hmm.
So it's kind of both in
Okay.
a weird way.
Makes
That's
sense.
fair.
Yeah.
So this one should be super, super fast. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words.
Bigger, badder, better.
Wonderful. That's perfect. That's perfect.
So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling you want your listeners to have while going through the album?
I want people to have the feeling that like that feeling of progression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
At least with this one and probably the next one, I want it to just be a constant progression. And I think that's part of why I named it like Plague Skater 2 and not like came up with another title or whatever, because I just want to show progression of just me being like, yeah, here's 2 chords through like 4 distortion pedals, to being like, okay, now I kind of know what I'm doing more, and then the next one's going to be even more crazy and off the wall, but in a totally different way.
All right.
Okay, that is so cool. So it's just showing like your evolution then.
Pretty much.
Ah.
So I'm glad you brought up the album name again, because like, did you have any other album names kind of bouncing around, or did you like know that this was going to be Plague Skater 2 as soon as you started writing for it?
I thought about other names for a second, but none of them stuck. None of them just hit the way that Plague Skater 2 did.
Okay.
And that title just encapsulated what I wanted it to be.
All right, makes sense.
That makes plenty of sense. All right. So for the last couple of questions, we're actually going to shift away from your music, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sick. So if you could pick one song to claim and say that you wrote, which song would you pick? Be like any song ever.
Hold on, I have the CD over here.
Ooh, okay.
Something fell. So this album is Patagonian Rats by Terra Mellos.
Mhm.
My favorite song is on here, Party with Gina.
Okay.
That's that song.
All right.
Is there any particular reason other than it's your favorite song?
It's just awesome. It's like this 8-minute super crazy math rock song.
Yeah.
It's just so sick. There's constant new parts. It's just so crazy and cool. Plus it has one of my favorite lyrics ever at the end of it, which is sitting on a rock for now, never gonna leave this rock. And I don't know why, but that's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's different.
I get that.
All right.
Yeah, I get that.
So if you could be one animal for the rest of your life, which animal would it be?
I'd be a moose.
Okay.
I think that's the second time we've gotten moose.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's amazing. So if you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, which song would it be? Is it the same song?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's probably still Party with Gina.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. So for this last question, I need you to walk with me. So boom, you're on a desert island. You can bring one book. No, not one book. One album. We changed the question. One album, one movie, and one person. Who and what would you bring?
All right, one album. I'd probably bring An Alphabet of Polyphology by Captain Jazz.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. One movie, I would bring What We Do in the Shadows. And one person, I would bring like somebody funny. I need somebody funny. Because if I'm trapped on a desert island, I want to like have some humor.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like a funny person.
Who has the funnies?
I don't know, Jonah Hill. He's pretty funny.
All right.
Okay, solid. We haven't gotten Jonah Hill yet.
Yeah, so Captain Jazz, What We Do in the Shadows, and Jonah Hill.
It's an
Sounds
interesting
good.
combination.
I know.
Love
So
it.
as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Yep. Plague Skater 2, by the time this is airing, is probably out on everything.
Congratulations.
So thank you.
Congrats.
So everybody listen to that. Hopefully it's going to be on like every single streaming service, Bandcamp too. Tapes are hopefully at this point still up for sale at fleacollartapes.limitedrun.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, thank you for sitting down with us, guys. Not guys, just you. Well, thank you for sitting down with us. This has been Will from Plague Skater, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.